Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to this reading vlog. We are mood reading this week. This is just a roller coaster. A man written by a woman, I tell you. Somehow the moments I take, stop thinking about it. But why? I wonder if he still had the tattoos he's gotten for me. I don't like that. I usually have a TBR set for my videos. Like every time I'm filming a reading vlog, I know what I'm reading for the week. But this morning I woke up and I was standing in front of my bookshelves for like a whole 10 maybe 20 minutes. Could not figure out what I wanted to read for the week, but I did pick this up and I started it and I'm actually going to chapter 4. I was hesitant to pick this up. Like I've had this book since it came out like April 1st or something, and I've seen so many reviews and I didn't want to pick it up. Like I have seen so many reviews, back-to-back negative reviews, 1 star, 2 star, 1 star, 2 star, and I was like, oh, why don't I want to read it now? Like I was like, I don't want to read it. I wish I could say the bad reviews did not influence me, but they did. They did. But this morning I woke up and I was trying to like figure out what I want to read for this video, and I couldn't come up with anything. But I picked this up and I started it, and I went into it fully thinking that I was going to hate it, and I'm actually enjoying it. Like I could be too early in because I'm only in chapter 3. I'm going to chapter 4. I could very much be too early in. Like I could be too early in. However, I'm not hating it the way I thought I was going to. That's what we're doing this week. This week we're just going to mood read. I don't have an idea. Like I literally have no idea what I want to read next. But whatever we pick, we'll pick together. I want to read this to you guys because I think this is such a perfect way to express this sentiment. So they on a date, Xavier and Samantha on a date, and they learn about each other, like about their family. Like, hey, what does your mom do? What does your dad do? And he asks about like her mom, and she says, my mom. I pause. How to answer this? Do I tell him who she used to be, who she still thinks she is because she can't remember she's not anymore, or do I tell him what she is now? And she thinks, oh, you know, when someone dies, all anyone cares is how. Somehow the moments that takes them out is more interesting than decades worth of life and accomplishment and leaving. I hated it. I didn't want mom dementia to be that for her. The summary of everything she's done and everything she means to me reduced to her disease, because she's more than that and she will always be. My mom's a CEO, I said. She runs my family landscape business in LA. And I don't know, that part, like after I read that, I was like, oh no, actually that's going to stay with me. And that's actually really sad, because I feel like sometimes when like someone is going through like a hard chapter of their life, and sometimes like some people just like reduce their life to this hard chapter. And I love the fact that she didn't let her mom's dementia just like erase all of the accomplishment that her mom has done, because she could have easily said, oh, she doesn't work anymore, she has dementia. But no, like she says she's a CEO because that's what she knows. She's like known her mom as. That part, after I read that, I was like, this is such a perfect way to express this sentiment, because I feel like oftentimes, like when someone is sick or they go into addiction or something like that, like usually people just take that chapter and just that's all they know this person as. I was like, oh yeah, he's going to addiction. Like no, like they had a whole life before this thing. So talk about this first before you go like, she's sick. I don't know. This really stayed with me. Hello everyone, I am almost done with this. This is just a roller coaster. Like I have known no other feelings reading this book but sadness. It's just been me and my sadness alone. And yesterday was pouring, I was in bed and I was like, it's a perfect day for readers, but here I am ready to cry because this is just extremely sad. But this book is making me think so much of my grandma, because my grandma had, or I feel like I'm gonna say that wrong, like even in my head I feel like I'm saying it wrong. Early as Alzheimer. I feel like I'm saying it wrong, but my grandma had it, and I remember being 5-6 years old, and like my auntie telling me like, hey, this is what grandma has. So like when you walk in a room, don't touch anything, don't move anything, whatever she leaves there, just leave it exactly how you like, leave the room exactly how you found it. And me being 5 years old, I knew I wasn't an easy kid, so I remember being like very like, whoa, okay, why can't I touch stuff? And I remember thinking like, is grandma going crazy? I remember that, like I remember going, oh my god, granny's going insane. That's why she's like not remembering things, because like she would tell me things like, okay, so this is the thing, my grandma I don't want to cry. My grandma was such a wonderful storyteller. So she always tells a story, right? And I remember sometimes she would tell me a story about my mom. Let's say she tells me the story about how my father and my mom met, and then the next day she will tell me the same story, but I don't think she will remember that she told me that story before. But I didn't know what Alzheimer was. I didn't know this was a thing, like early, like stages of it. I just thought she's losing it. But yeah, now reading this and like knowing what Alzheimer is now, it's like making me appreciate the little moments I had with her. And now I love the fact that like she told me the stories over and over again, because now I know certain things about her, and it's just like I feel those moments more. Anyways, I'm telling you all that to say that Samantha's mother, she has dementia, and the whole book is basically, did we talk about what this book was? I don't think I told you anything about this book, because yesterday I didn't pick up the camera because I was too sad reading this book. Did I tell you anything about it? I don't think I did, but basically we're following Xavier and Samantha, and Xavier is a vet, and Samantha, they met because Samantha brought this little cat that she rescued to his clinic, and the first meeting did not go well. He just told her some things about the cat, and she was like, nah, I don't want to believe that. He was like, no, I'm telling you, as a professional, if you don't do what I'm saying, this will be the aftermath. She's like, no. And so 6 weeks later, she went back to the clinic to like prove him wrong, and then he asked her out, and then she was like, absolutely yes. That had me, I remember when I read that, I was laughing. I was like, geez, how do you go from saying you're a horrible person, you're a little asshole, to like, yes, I'll go on a date with you, like, absolutely. And they had one of the best date ever. And then he dropped her home, and then he walked into her apartment, and he was like, where is your finisher? Why is this all empty? And she's like, I told you I was moving. And he says, no, I thought you were taking a trip. I didn't think you were moving. Oh, I didn't think you were moving to a whole nother state. Like, this is crazy. She's like, yeah, I'm moving. And the reason why she's moving is because her mother has dementia, and it's really, really hard right now. So basically, it's her father, her brother, her grandma, her sister, but Samantha is the only person that works from home, so she's like the easiest to stay home with the mom. The father has a full-time job, but he takes care of the mom late at night, and then the brother is not really dependable, really. He's not like the best person. The grandma, a little older, so it's like, you know, like she needs help. The sister like is a single mother with kids, so she has to go to work taking care of the mom, taking care of her kids, and like make sure her kids' future is like all set. And every single one of them just like decided to move into this house that they grew up in to take care of the mom. And every single time she mentioned the mom illness, when I told you I was ready to cry, because I think I read that to you the other day, where she was talking about the mom, and she was saying something about like how like it's crazy to look at someone so young, because the mother's 54, but being 54 now, wearing diapers, and the mom used to be like grounded, confident, a CEO, sophisticated, and now the mom is just like wandering the street barefoot. Her hair is not dyed, she's not doing her makeup because this thing has taken all of her. I tell you, I have not been smiling, giggling, nothing. This is a rom-com. There is no calm in here. I have been crying. But yeah, so she moved state, and then Xavier and her just like had this strong connection, and then they're like, okay, well, what do we do now? And the whole relationship, like literally the whole relationship is like a long distance relationship. And I think that's why I'm not loving the romance part of it too much, because I'm like, well, it was just one date. It was one date, and you like couldn't get her out of your mind, and then you guys just like, hey, we're gonna make this work. And then it's kind of like repetitive. Like the romance part of it is kind of like repetitive, because it's always like, oh gosh, I miss him so much, I want to see him, and then he comes, sees her, and then the next chapter is like, oh gosh, I miss him so much, we haven't seen each other in like 3 months, and then he goes, sees her, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool, like great. But then I feel like something's missing. Like I'm not super just like crazy for the romance part of it at all, but every single time she talks about the mom and the love for the mom, and how she's trying to like hold on to this promise that they made to the mom, because she promised the mom that they wouldn't put her into like a home care. I just want to cry. But I'm not too crazy for it. Like I don't think it's going to be more than like a 4, maybe 3 star. I'm really enjoyed it, but I'm not so like crazy for it. It's like, oh, this is so sad, but like the romance part of it, like I don't feel anything for them, though I am loving Xavier. You know what, I always hear people talk about like when MMC talks your love language in a book, that's like literally to die for. I never care for that up until I'm reading this book. I'm like, this man talks acts of service, because when I tell you the amount of tickets in book flight this man did for this woman, I said, oh my god, you might go bankrupt, like you will lose your little clinic, because he worked really hard for that little clinic. He had a hard time growing up. This man did not have an easy life, and then like this man was just like booking fight left and right to go see her, and I'm just like, gosh, like, do you not think for a second like, hey, you know what, I'm actually really broke. Like he just kept booking flight every single time she's having like a moment. He's like right there, pick up the phone, hey, I'm here, what's going on, what's up, what do you need? And then like every time he misses her, he just book a flight and then go see her. And I'm like, oh my god, that's so perfect. But I mean, you're gonna go broke or bankrupt or something, but like that's literally so perfect that he's like always there for her. Oh my god. They cannot catch a break. They cannot catch a break. Something just happened to Xavier. Can I say one thing though? The father I hate. If there's one character in here I hate, it's the father. Oh my god. I'm listening to the playlist he made her. I don't know any of the songs. None of them. None. I don't know if I love Xavier music. I call the type of music he listens to. I don't like that. I'm like, geez, I don't know any of them. Hello. Okay, so I'm done. I went and grabbed her other books that I have of my bookshelves because I'm trying to figure out which is my favorite. I came to the conclusion that the first one is just for the summer. I don't know. I just really love this book. I love this book that I'm like planning on rereading it. Like I'm planning on doing a reread for the summer of this because I just truly loved it. I love every single thing about it. Justin and Emma, I just loved it. I love Justin. I adore him so much. But I was debating whether or not the second runner-up was Your Shirley or Part of Your World, and I'm thinking it has to be Part of Your World because the way that freaking Daniel lives in my head rent-free is insane. There'll be time where I'm just sitting in my home and I just think about Daniel and I start laughing. There's this one specific scene that lives in my head rent-free. you know. Wait, this is one scene where Daniel had to take a picture of something. If you know, you know. In that scene, see, I'm picturing it right now and I hate the fact that I am. But that scene lives in my head rent-free. So it has to be this one. And Daniel, I feel like every single time he opens his mouth, I was like, I'm seated, I'm sat, I'm here, I'm welcome. I just really loved him. Plus, he was like the perfect little gentleman. I just really love him. I love him so much. I think for sure this is my first, this is my second, and then this is my third and my fourth. And the reason why this is third, because I was like, oh, I think this is my third one. But the reason why this is third is because there was a miscommunication trope in here. Like, I just didn't understand why it was that bad. Like, because like, they are doctors in here. Like, they literally are doctors. Jacob and what was her name? Brianna. How are you a doctor? You can go walk up to someone and be like, someone's dead. Like, I assume you have to tell, because like all of your patients cannot just make it perfectly. Someone died and you cared before, and you mean to tell me you know how to tell like a family, hey, so and so didn't make it, but you didn't know how to go to this man and communicate? I was so annoyed. I was so annoyed when the miscommunication happened, because I said, how do you not know how to communicate? But you're a doctor. This makes no sense. I was so annoyed, and that's why it wasn't a 5-star. I remember me reading this and then the miscommunication happened, and like me going, all right, I'm done. Cause like how How are you a doctor and you miscommunicate that hard? It made no sense. It made no sense. But I also really love Jacob and what he did. Ooh, see now, now I'm thinking hard. Actually, is this the second? Because what Jacob did for Brianna's brother. Wait, oh my god. Wait. Okay, hold on. This is still first. Nobody's taking her place. Okay, wait, maybe this is my second. I don't know. Hold on, pause. Wait, this is my wait, no, okay, I'm gonna say Just for the Summer, yours truly, because Jacob was king. Like, Jacob was amazing, wonderful. And then Part of Your World, and then Part of Your World. And then we have Say You Remember Me. I really like it. I did not think I was going to. I honestly didn't think I was going to, but I really ended up liking it. Also, one of the things that I saw online that people were talking about was just like the MMC Xavier. Like, she compared her, like she compared Xavier to Recent from Agatar. When I first heard that, I cringed. I was so cringed. I was like, oh, why would you do that? But then, like, when you think about Abby Jimenez's book, like, it always takes place in the real world. Like, it always feels like it's our world. So I didn't feel that cringe out because, like, as a reader, while I was reading it, and the people that said that to Xavier, because, like, Xavier is like this cold, grumpy guy to everyone, right? And so the people that said that, I just assumed they were readers. I was like, she's reading A Court of Rose, and what's it called? A Court of Thorn and Roses. That's why she knows who Recent is. And I was like, oh, that's funny. Like, as in, these people are living in our world and they're on BookTok world. So, like, it feels like they're reading the same books that we are reading. So I was like, that's funny. That means she's a reader. But the third time it was said, I was cringed out. Like, the first time I was like, that's funny. The second time I was like, okay, we get it. The third time I'm like, we get it. We really truly get it. I didn't hate it. I just thought that was so funny. And I thought it was very Abby Jimenez's type, because she always, like, all of her books takes place in the real world, like in the modern world. It feels like that's why I think she uses a lot of TikTok references and Instagram and, like, Reddit. Like, in this book, she, like, they met on Reddit. They started this whole conversation on Reddit. And so I feel like most of her books has some type of, like, modern world thing happening. So yeah, I didn't hate that part of it, but I know a lot of people was just like, why on earth would you just even mention, like, a main character from another book in your book? That's weird. But when you read it and you understand the context of it, and you know Abby Jimenez is, like, always uses some type of, like, real world thing in her book, I didn't hate it. But I can also see why people, I'd be like, this is just weird. But yeah, I don't think it's my favorite. I don't think it's something I'll reread, just like I want to reread, say, Just for the Summer. But I'm really happy that I did, and I will recommend it to my sister. So I will definitely recommend it to you. But I also will tell you, if you love animals, it might be really hard for you to deal with, because it was hard for me. Like, especially because the father did something that just had me like I had to physically close it and be like, ooh, let me walk away for a second, because that really messed me up. That really messed me up. I didn't think it would mess me up this hard, but that messed me up for a second. So if you love animals, it might be really hard for you. If you love your books timeless, like, you don't, like, I don't think this is going to be like a timeless book where, like, 10 years in the future we will, like, be still talking about this. I don't think so, because it's very right now. Like, it's extremely, like, it's a very right now book. It's, like, very TikTok heavy, Instagram heavy, modern world tech, like, terminology heavy. You know what I mean? So yeah, I hope that makes sense. I have a horrible headache, but I think 3.5 or 3.75 is what I'm gonna go for. But yeah, so this summer I will definitely be reading Just for the Summer. Also, I have no idea what I want to read next, but I do know it's not going to be something as sad as this one. No, give me a rom-com, give me a second chance, give me something fun. Okay, I've been sitting here trying to figure out what I want to read. I have no idea. At first I was wondering if I want to do a reread, and I was thinking maybe I should reread Beautiful Broken Love, because I remember me loving this, and I just want to reread it. And I've said I wanted to, because I think I rated this a 4.5, but I think it might have been a 5-star for me. So I I don't think it's time though. I don't think it's time yet because I read it January, February of this year. So I wanna wait. Oh, we could do Between Friends and Lovers. I read this last year. But do I want to read this right now? I don't know. I was thinking, like, I've been sitting here for a while and I'm thinking maybe I should do like a fantasy, but I'm like, ooh, The Condition of Will. Every reviews I have seen of this, 5 stars, 5 stars, 6 stars, book of the year. So maybe this might be a 5. I can't remember the last time I couldn't get a handle on myself and my emotions, but the lid is slipping. Something about the slipping lid feels like it seems Penny's fault, like he broke the seal and he's slowly opening me up. That's cute. Maybe I should do that, but I don't know if I'm in the mood for that. I don't know. That might be 5 though. Ooh, also no, I already read that, so no, I don't want to. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to start with. Okay, we could do Brittany Cherry. Actually, wait, no, I know what I want to do. We are doing If You Stay by Brittany Cherry because I just saw Shaughnessy talking about this, and I think she rated like a 4 star or maybe a 5. Or was it a 4? I think she rated like a 4.5 or something like that. It says, there was once a man who loved me until he forgot every memory we ever shared. Gabrielle Sinclair will forever be my first best friend, my first kiss, my first love, and my first heartbreak. The accident, now this is going to be sad. The accident that nearly took his life ripped. Now that might be sad because if there's one thing Brittany Cherry is gonna do is break your heart. I mean, she's gonna put it back together, but she's gonna wreck you first. Wait, maybe I should. It says, and for the last decades, I let the guilt of that one terrible night keep us apart. It took me years to make peace with the fact that he would no longer be in my life. So when he shows up as the architect for my new home, my world, no, we're doing that. We're doing this. Wait, now I'm trapped in a loveless marriage, raising a child when God, Hi guys, I've low-key been underlining so many things in this book. It's one of those books where I feel like I cannot let anyone borrow because like they will open it and see way too many things underlined and I wonder like what is wrong with her. But I've been underlining so much. I'm loving it so much. I want to read some of my favorite quote in here. This is the thing. Every time I'm reading a book and I underline stuff and I want to read it to you guys, I'm like, is that a spoiler though? Because obviously I want to tell you like some of my favorite part of the book, but at the same time I'm thinking, could it be considered a spoiler? But then if I don't tell you the context of it, is it? But then at the same time I'm like it's weird if I just tell you I'm loving this book and then I tell you the synopsis of it and I tell you should go read it. But then like I want to share why I'm loving it so much. I want to share what has me all giggling and smiling because I'm like, oh, I can come here and say, oh, it's about Gabrielle and Kiara, and when they were 16 they were like each other's everything. There was like they were each other's first love and all of that, but then an accident happened and like Gabrielle lost his memory, like does not have any memory about Kiara and like anything before he was 20, and then now it's like 20 years later he's now an architect and Kiara is married to a horrible husband. She's married, she has a kid, and like her and a horrible husband is going to build this house and he is their architect. And so everything is now coming back and he still has literally no memory like of her, like he literally has no memory of her. But then then he feels like something is like keeps pulling him towards her, but then he has no idea why. And also he not only he doesn't remember the accident, like he knows the accident happened, but he doesn't remember who was in the car and all of that, but he doesn't remember like a big thing, like he doesn't know about a big thing that also happened in the accident. And so like I could come here and tell you that, but like you should go read it. But at the same time, I'm like, I kind of want to tell you all of the quotes that has me blushing, the tension and everything that has me giggling, because I've been sitting here going over all the things that I've underlined. I'm like, oh my god, the tension. Like this is when they first saw each other, okay? So this is from her POV, Kiara. Her husband, like he walked into their house and then the husband was like, this is my brilliant wife, Kiara, and Kiara, this is Gabrielle Sinclair, the outstanding man I was telling you about. And then she thinks, did he say Gabrielle Sinclair? And he says, as my gaze rose to meet the guy in front of me, my heart malfunction, my mind turned to a puddle of mush as I stared into his eyes that I've known a little too well once upon a time. I don't know why when I read that I was like, oh. And it says, brown eyes, beautiful dark brown skin, and a full thick beard paired with a remarkable smile. I said, oh, she just like me for real, just my type. I was like, no, because why is this so perfect? Like, let me read that once more. Beautiful brown eyes, beautiful dark brown skin, and a full thick beard paired with a remarkable smile. And I could tell you the next line. It says, a smile that I also knew way too well. Telling you the tension of this book, the way I've been giggling, like I feel so giddy, like every single time they're in a scene together, like she's thinking about their love and like how they were when they were 16, because we get like past and present. We get in when they first met when they were 8 years old, we get in when they were 16. So all of these things, it just has me literally, the butterfly in my stomach is going crazy. Like I feel too much for this little book, and it's insane. Like I picked it, I was like, oh okay, second chance at love, this is going to be fun. This is perfection. Like I honestly have not stopped blushing. And this part I really also love. I also underline it. She's like looking at him, she's like, oh, he looks so good. And then it says, just then a beautiful woman with red hair walked over and stood extremely close to Gabrielle. Is everything okay? She asked. I was going to be sick. Who was that? Were they in love? Did he love her? Why did I check so quickly to see if they were wearing wedding rings? They weren't. But why? Why did I look when there's a heavy ring resting on my own finger? I'm like, but why did you? And that part made me laugh. Also, his middle name means something. His middle name means Joy. And right here it says, Joy has come home. That also had me. Also, wait, I don't want to spoil anything, but also it says, I underlined this part. It says, I wonder if he still had the tattoos he's gotten for me, or if he knew the meaning behind them. Imagine the love of your life having tattoos of you, and you have tattoos of him, and he has no idea that it is about you. Like he has literally no idea. Also, this one had me just like, my heart right now seeing it. Gabrielle was dressed in black from head to toes, but his eyes held so much light, a light that I used to be so desperately in love with, a light that saved me time and time again. I can't. My phone right now, my camera roll pictures of this book. There's nothing else. Okay, let me read you a couple more. This was funny. It says, I'll be placed in front of my husband, a horrible husband, and the first man I've ever loved, a first love who didn't even remember my name. I'm loving it. This part I can't tell you because there's too much happening. Wait, I want to read a couple more. Oh my god, there was this one scene, you guys, underline everything. There was this one scene where he's the architect, so he went outside of their home to like look at the land that they're going to build the house at, and she didn't know, so she's outside too, and she's just standing there. And then he was like, that's going to be the kitchen, or like that's going to be a room or something, and she freaked out. She looked back and he was like, oh my god. She's like, I'm so sorry, I didn't know you were here. And he's telling her where everything is going to be, and I don't know, that part just had me kicking my feet up. Like I was in bed going like, okay, like, oh my gosh, this part, let me read you some of this, right? right now she's looking at him like being the man that she always knew that he would be, and the man that he dreamed of become, because he wanted to be an architect. And she's just like looking at him and she's like, oh my god, like all of these, a million questions flirted through my mind about him and who he become, what he stared at me as if I was nothing but a stranger. And then she says, are you currently, like in her head she's thinking, are you currently in love with someone? Who was the last person who broke your heart? Who last broke your heart? Do you still brush your teeth with your non-dominant hand? Did your mother open her bakery? Do you still think you dream in color? What's your favorite dinner spot nowadays? Do you have any pet? And he says, do you remember anything from your past? Did any memory come back? How much did it hurt to learn about something? I can't tell you that, but how much did you learn? How much did it hurt to learn about this? And says, is your heart okay? As it healed, do you remember me somewhere in your subconscious? Even a small little details, any fragment of me lingering within your thoughts. When you look at me now, does your heart mean skip a beat of you? I don't know what to say, but Brittany Cherry, my gosh, the way she has me just going crazy. And also he was looking at her like, this is like, do you look familiar? And then he was like, wait, do you go to this bakery? And then she says, yeah, every morning. He's like, that's where I've seen you before. I was like, no, but you know her. I just think it real. Just go deep in your mind. Like, you know her. But it's because of the bakery. And then she's like, wait, so we've crossed paths in Florence Bakery before? How many times? How many times have we bumped shoulders? How come I didn't know him? How come I didn't see that? And I'm like, oh, okay. The binter, look at this. This is like, I don't know if you can tell, literally the notes I have taken off of this, like, no, that's crazy. You think I'm done, but I'm not. I honestly am loving this so much. I might be speaking too early, maybe I am, but I don't see why I wouldn't rate it a 5-star. Because this is all I have left, and I've been simmering and I don't want to finish it. Like, I don't, like, every day I read a chapter or two because I'm like, I don't want to finish it. This is so perfect. Because you know when you're so excited to read a book and you read the book and you finish it, like, what then do I do with my life? I don't know what to do because that's all I've done for the whole week. What am I gonna do? So the last thing I just read, so when they were younger, something, oh gosh, wait, no, this is one of my favorite one. I want to tell you, but I can't. Oh my god. So when they were younger, oh gosh, can I say that? It's one of my favorite scene because like she sees that he's still in there. Okay, let me tell you guys. When they were younger, she got her period, right? And so because he knows like, oh, this is a thing, like you have it every month, he went and like baked cookies for her, and then he brought the cookies to her, right? And then she's like, why did you bring me cookies? He's like, I don't know, I assume like you have your period every month or something. And she's like, okay, thank you. And then she tells him like, I prefer oatmeal raisin. And then he was like, okay. And then the next month he comes with oatmeal raisin, and now 20 years later, mind you, he has no idea who she is. Like, he has literally no idea who she is. Her daughter now has her period. The next day, this man brought cookies. A man written by a woman, I tell you. A man written by Brittany Cherry. That's what I should have said. Because why? I'm not okay. I was gonna go to the park for a picnic. I'm not going. I don't care. I wanna read this, but I also wanna savor every word. Like, I don't wanna finish it immediately because I can't. I don't know how I'll move on from that. I don't even think any book I pick up I'm gonna do it justice, because I might just hate it just because it's not this one. I'm loving it so much. But yeah, that's all I wanted to say. Hi guys, it's been a couple of days since we last spoke, and I did finish If You Stay by Brittany Cherry. It's been 3 days since I finished it. You know how after you finish a book, you just immediately, you close it, you're like, this is a 5-star, this is an absolutely masterpiece 5-star. But then as days like goes by, you start seeing things differently, like the rose-colored glasses start slipping off. You're like, actually, was it a 5-star? Was it a 5-star? I'm here to tell you that this did not happen with this book. I finished this and I was like, No, I think this is a 5-star. I literally closed it and I was like, I think it's a 5-star. And my husband was like, it had to be. The way you were kicking your feet up on this bed, this has to be a 5-star. I'm like, no, I really think it's a 5-star. But then like days goes by and I just have not stopped thinking about this book. Like it's been 3 days and every single day I wake up and I think about this book. So I'm like, it has to be, because I haven't stopped thinking about it. I did cry at the end of this. I cried twice actually. I cried at the end of it. I cried at the end, and then our female main character Kiara, she went to talk to her husband's mother, and that whole convo just had me in my feeling. Like what the mother told her, I just sat there and I just started crying. And also we get like, there's nothing I love more when I'm reading a book and we get like the title of the book like in a paragraph, and we had it was like, if you stay this will happen, if you stay this will happen. Like I know I'm not making sense, but honestly it was just so perfect the way like Brittany Cherry wrote it in there. Like literally she went to talk to her husband's mom about something, and then she just used the title in there, and I was just like, oh my god, this is such a perfect way to include it. I was like, oh my gosh, like the way her brain works. I love this book. I really truly love this book. I have not stopped thinking about it. Honestly, I haven't stopped thinking about it. I just have now I'm talking about it right now. I'm like, I kind of just wish I could just like erase my brain and start reading it again. I wish, like, if there's one book I wish I could literally experience for the first time again, it will be this perfect little masterpiece. There's nothing, I don't think there's anything I didn't love. I just wish it was longer. There's this one thing I wish it was longer, because I wanted more of them. I wanted more of Kiara. I wanted more of Gabrielle. I just wanted more. But then that could just be me very like being greedy. I'm a greedy girl. Give me more. Give me more. That I feel like it's the only thing I wanted. I just wanted it to be longer. But I closed this and I was like, is it a 5-star? Or like, is my rose colored glasses still on? But darling, it's been 3 days. I think the rose colored glasses has fallen off. I think now it's like my natural glasses and it's a 5-star. It's a 5-star. I have no complaints. I have no complaints. I love it. I love Kiara's strength. The way she loved her daughter. Oh my lord. The way that lady loved her daughter. I just love that. And just the way that Gabrielle loved her, and the way that they just fell back in love, and just, I have no words. I truly have no words. Yeah, I have no words. I have no words. I want, literally, if I could experience something for the first time again, it would be this book. But 5-star. I did also finish Say You Remember Me by Abby Jimenez, and I think I'm gonna settle on, I think I said a 3.5 or 3.75, but I think I'm gonna go with 3.75 for this one, because I recommended it to my sister and also my friend. I was like, I really think you're going to like it. It's going to make you think about your family members and like all of that. So I was like, yeah, I think you're going to like it. Though I haven't, like, you know how you read a Abby Jimenez's book, I feel like the couple, like the two main character, like usually leaves in my head rent free, but the romance part of this book, I tell you, I haven't think about them at all. Like I haven't really think about Xavier or Samantha together, but Samantha's and her family side, the whole thing that they were going through, lives in my head rent free. Like I constantly keep thinking about her mother, like her mom Israel. I just stay thinking about that, but I don't feel anything towards Samantha and Xavier. I literally don't feel anything about that, but I feel too much for her mom. Like I literally am constantly thinking about her mom. Maybe it's because I'm like worrying about my mother and like my grandma, but the family side part struggle thing that was going on, I find myself thinking about the whole week. But yeah, I think 3.75 5-star. But that is all that I read this week. I'm hoping next week I can read like 3 books. I usually read 3 books in a week, but usually, like lately I've been reading just 2 books. So I'll try to read. It doesn't matter how many books you read. It doesn't matter how many books you read in a week. But I just realized usually I read 3 books, but nowadays I'm reading 2. So maybe I'm just a slower reader now. Nonetheless, I read 2 books and I find a 5-star and I'm happy, and I'm just like, I can't wait to read this again. But that is all we read this week. I will see you guys next time. God bless you, stay blessed, and yeah, thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.